This is Hollywood. Matías Bombal with you. Sony Pictures Classics brings us Truth, a drama set in 2004 in the New York CBS newsrooms where the television show 60 Minutes is produced. Writer and director James Vanderbilt based his story and his screenplay on Mary Mapes' book Truth and Duty, The Press, the President, and the Privilege of Power. Mapes is the central figure in this story of a woman holding the highest ideals of television news producing, while struggling to get out the truth in the corporate structure of television news, which remains influenced, if not controlled by, big money. Mary Mapes is played by Cate Blanchett, and as the movie opens, she's visiting an attorney, which will set in motion the story told in flashback.
There's an interesting recurring theme to the stories you cover. People abusing their power.
I don't like bullies.
Tell me about your work.
You want to know if I'm responsible for what happened.
Aren't you?
Look, I did my job. Believe me.
I don't have to believe you. What matters is that they believe you. Now tell me about your work.
I'm the producer.
And not just any producer. Mapes produced many pieces with longtime friend and legendary broadcaster Dan Rather. Famously, it is the controversy over one of the most long-running and respected news magazine format programs in the history of television, 60 Minutes, that was her undoing. Alternately known as Rathergate or Memogate, it was a controversy over what was known as the Killian documents. These 6 documents related to President George W. Bush's time served in the Texas Air National Guard in 1972 and 1973. This movie tells the story of the discovery of the documents and how CBS, under Mapes' direction, presented them. Playing Dan Rather is Robert Redford, who we see introduced by Bruce Greenwood as CBS's Andrew Hayward in this scene.
And in 1981, became anchor of the CBS Evening News. He's now anchored more nightly news broadcasts than anyone else in U.S. history. It's not bad for the son of a ditch digger from Morton, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you my friend and the reason I have this job, Dan Rather. Long enough to give us a great market share, I'll tell you that much. Been a real pleasure, real pleasure.
Hey, Andrew. I need him.
Well, you're not taking them.
You say that, but here I am.
You got him?
Mm-hmm. Stashed in a hotel 2 blocks up.
Let's go. Dan, you can't leave your own party. I got 50 affiliates and their wives waiting to talk with you.
I know, Andrew.
God damn
You
it.
want to finish this off? I've already had 3.
Mary.
Take that for you, Mr. Hayward.
She joined the Army. You know?
General, this is Dan Rather.
General.
Sir.
Thank you for doing this. Let's start from the beginning.
From this moment on, the picture deals with the discovery of the documents and the subsequent investigation of them by the news department under Mapes' direction. Along the way, you'll encounter solid performances from Dennis Quaid, Topher Grace, Dermot Mulrooney, Mad Men's Elizabeth Moss, and that great scene stealer, Stacy Keach, as Lieutenant Colonel Bill Burkett, who was the source of the documents in question. As the investigation continues, the once central pieces of evidence were discredited after the story ran on television. The Killian documents were found to be forged following an additional analysis of typography and typewriter experts. Things become difficult for Mapes, and the pressure is on, prompting a visit from Dan Rather.
What are the chances you have something alcoholic in there?
Better than average.
How long have we known each other?
Oh, Jesus, is it that bad?
They're going to start an investigation. And CBS wants to appoint an independent panel to take a look at how the story is put together. And I'm going to announce it tomorrow. I'm going to apologize for the story on air.
Andrew asked you to apologize?
He didn't ask.
Dan, that's surrender.
Ever since
you know.
Burkett changed his story, Andrew feels that CBS can't afford the risk to its reputation.
Oh, God, he knew. Even before we went down there, he just wanted to get Burkett on tape.
Mary, you got to promise me something. Stop worrying about me.
No, well, that's not going to happen.
You got to protect yourself now. We all do. Thank you for the drink.
This is a terrific movie with solid performances, engaging and thoughtful. Perhaps even great performances. Everything comes together as it should, which so rarely happens with movies. It's a reminder that you can't really believe what you read or see in the media, and that all news should be carefully considered before digested. Robert Redford is a very interesting choice here because he looks nothing like Dan Rather, but he does capture his phrasing perfectly. A strange thing happens in your mind. These two men, who are close in age to each other, become switched. And you actually believe, by the end of the picture, you're watching Dan Rather and not Robert Redford. But this really is Cate Blanchett's movie. She's fantastic, and you should not miss it. The Motion Picture Association of America has given this an R rating. This is your pal, Matías Bombal, bidding you a fond farewell.